So, welcome to the GMG Elite Media 90-day paid traffic profit program. I know it is a mouthful. That is the first and probably the last time I will ever say that. That being said, this is a quick funnel step, just talking about what you should expect within these 90 days embarking on this journey together. That being said, what we start with is the emotional journey of this process. In business, when you make emotionally charged decisions, they usually don't pan out too well. That being said, emotions are always a part of any journey that you embark on in life, and this is not an exception. That being said, in the first 20 days, there's usually that kickoff phase. We're super excited. This is something very, very new, right? We're getting information from you, files, pictures, logos, and we're actually getting up your first ads, right? It's a super, super great time. That being said, day 20 to 40, some clients may be feeling doubt. After doing this for 5 years, this is the emotional journey that we've seen a lot of our clients go through. We just want to make you aware of this. The reason why they feel doubt, if any at times, is because at this stage, we're testing everything. We're split testing audiences, ad creation, ad copy, lead magnets. Everything under the sun is being tested right now. And the reason why is that we need to make sure that this system and this process is proven for your business. And so during this time of 20 to 40 days, we're testing everything and making sure we can go ahead and scale it and get you those profits and ultimately get you to that bliss mode, which I'll talk about later. That being said, from day 40 to day 90, we see stability and we see profit, okay? You see those smiles getting bigger and bigger, ultimately getting to smile cheek to cheek. And that's really that idea of we have tested everything, the battlegrounds have been cleared, and we know what is proven and which warriors are triumphant. And we're going ahead and scaling those campaigns, those ads, those lead magnets, that copy, that creative type, and we're getting our system in place. We have our system in place and we're just scaling it, right? And day 90 is exactly why we actually offer this, is because this is where you feel complete bliss. And how I try to tell people this is just imagine the people that clean your office or your accountant. You don't really worry about them too much. You just know that they do a great job, right? And that's how you will feel at 90 days plus with us. You won't have to worry about us too much. You will have leads coming in, conversions going in place automatically on demand, right? And so you won't have to worry about lead generation anymore or conversions anymore. It is immediately done for you by us automatically, and our systems are proven, and we're just scaling and continuing to ride the rocket. That being said, we're also just going to go over what this whole 90-day program entails and what it doesn't. This is also in the contract, so I won't go into it too strongly. I just want to kind of explain exactly what we're doing here and why we do it. That's also an extremely important part for all of our clients, to explain why we're doing what we are doing. So campaign setup, we do this within your ads manager. Super simple, straight to the point. We just want to make sure we have the right audiences in place, create remarketing audiences, get your pixels in place if they are not already, tracking exactly what we need to track, and ultimately setting a perfect foundation to build the palace that we want to build. Second is creating, designing, and optimizing for our ads. This includes ad copy and creative. And literally what we're doing is just seeing, hey, which ads work best in our market and which copy works best in our market, right? And that leads us to campaign testing, applying small budgets to split test important variables. Like I said before, with the ad copy, with the ad creative, with the targeting, with everything else under the sun, we need to test it. And what we do is we test it with super small budgets, and the winners will come out. And when they do, even with audiences as well, we'll know exactly what works best for your business in your specific situation, right? And from there, we can go ahead and ride that rocket. So audience management and research. This is creating and refining killer audience targeting. So like I said before, we create audiences for you. Ultimately, people that are coming through your door, clicking a certain button, or even just getting them to retargeting. We make sure that is all in place beforehand, so all that data is collected. And I don't know if I've said this before within this whole funnel process, but the people with the most data wins. And that is just true, and it will be true for the whole time when you're marketing online. And so when we're creating these audiences, we're creating these campaigns, and we're split testing, the people with the most data wins. And when we know exactly what works, it's a super simple bread and butter, old reliable, click one button, activate, blast off. Super simple, straight to the point. But to get to that point, again, we need to create these audiences, killer audiences, and test everything. And so that's the first 4 points that you see on the slide. Secondly, is Facebook, and I should also say Google here, and its networks retargeting. Okay, this is high ROI retargeting ads to pick up the easy pick-ons within Facebook and Google's advertising platform. Imagine someone comes into your business, they click a button, they're about to opt into your lead magnet, or they're about to make that purchase, but for some reason they maybe get a call from their wife, or something happens, and they just don't opt in. Because we have those audiences in place, and of course we're targeting them, these are the super easy pick-ons. They were already gonna go ahead and purchase your lead generation. They're already gonna purchase exactly what we want them to purchase. So these are the super easy people to retarget, and they get killer high ROI because they're already interested in your business and they already know about it, and they were just one step away from opting in. Right. And so we definitely do that. Also, campaign optimization. And this goes with everything that I've already listed before. It's daily optimization for the highest ROI ads. We think about this like a war. We're getting everything ready. We're sharpening our spears and our knives and our swords, and we're getting ready for battle. Once we go ahead and see who comes back as survivors, which ads and which campaigns are survivors, will tell us exactly which ones are giving you the highest ROI. That's what we optimize for. And of course, this means that we're optimizing on a daily basis, seeing where the numbers are, if they align with exactly our expectation and what they should be. And if they don't, we kill them. And of course, they're getting slaughtered in the battle. That being said, the winners will come out, be successful, and have the highest ROI ads. And we need to be checking on that on a daily basis. And that's exactly what we do. Monthly performance reporting. This is really just to keep you in the loop, right? On a monthly basis, we just want to show you exactly what's going on, how our performance is running, what we can maybe tweak, and so on and so forth, and where we are in this process, right? From the kickoff all the way to profit, all the way to bliss. And we just do this on a monthly basis just so we can have enough data accumulated, and so you can see a big difference and say, wow, this is exactly what's going on. Perfect, right? And so that's why we do that, to just keep you in the loop. Funnel creation. We optimize and we create funnels. For a lot of our clients, they do have funnels and they don't want us to touch them. Perfect. That's cool with us. What we do like to do, because we're running a campaign and we need to make sure all the variables are controlled and optimized, we will go ahead and optimize funnels and give our suggestion, or we'll even create funnels for people that don't have them, right? And funnels are such a great way to get people into an controlled environment, rather. Got a tongue twister for some reason. Get them in a controlled environment, and obviously give them exactly what they came for, the lead magnet or get that purchase, right? Which is a super fun time. So lastly, we do SMS and email setup, creating automated campaigns. And this is just so when someone opts into that lead magnet, when they go ahead and they're going to schedule that appointment, or they already have, they're getting those reminders. When we're offering a promotion on SMS or email, they're getting them as well. And we're following up in a very systemized way, creating that skeleton. So that back and forth with the client, or even that back and forth with someone who's already purchased and you want to offer them a bit more, of course, is automated for you, right? So you don't have to go back and forth, and we don't want to put more weight on you. We don't want to put more work on you. We want to make this a completely automated process, getting these leads in a super simple fashion. So you can go ahead and do what's most important, was work on that service delivery and that product delivery. That being said, I also want to go over the things that we don't offer in this 90-day program, but we do also do as a separate service. Webinar creation. If you do need a webinar created, of course we can do that. Not a problem. We do create ads. We do create funnels for our ads anyway. So that's something we can do as an additional service. Brand story videos, very lucrative, very important for a lot of businesses. If you do want this done, we definitely can. We have people in place to do this. And it's a great, simple process for you to get a bit more of your story out there to the world. Back-end emails, right? This is the back and forth that you have with clients, or you have with people online. We don't do those back and forths. I'm sure that's left for when in e-commerce a support email. We just won't do that for you. Unless you want that as an additional service. Set up for social media platforms, right? For the most part, we won't do this unless it's a small little tweaks that we have to do. Of course, we will. That being said, complete setup and get everything in there is an additional service that we can do. Ad comment monitoring. People comment on your ads all the time. Super great thing. That being said, we won't monitor them, right? We have in place automations to take out all the bad comments and leave all the great ones. But that being said, that back and forth and ad commenting, we won't do unless you want to have that on as an additional service. Social media strategy and social media growth could be in the same pair, of course, but we also offer that as an additional service, and it's not a part of this 90-day paid traffic program. Moving on. The ways to make this a really awesome partnership. And this is just things that we want to talk about and get on the table so we're on the same wavelength and our communication is perfect. Okay, please ask questions. It's hard to fully believe in something you don't understand. So ask questions to your ad account manager. You're going to have a specific ad account manager to your business. Someone who is vetted and who has worked in our e-commerce stores, who has worked on local lead generation before, specifically for your business. We're never going to put in a rookie in there. It's always someone that's vetted, who's actually already been working for 3 years in the specific industry. We never get anyone in there alone either. There are always at least 2 or 3 people in there managing an account, making sure everything is optimized, because 2 or 3 heads is always better than one. Unplug emotion. And in the same way that a financial advisor does best when he has trust from his clients, we work the same. So please unplug that emotion. We've already spoken about that emotional journey before, just to get that off the table. The more that you trust us and this process, and the more you ask questions about this process, right, which will obviously increase that trust, will allow us to work this better, right? That being said, be open to new ideas. We're going to push the boundaries of what's possible. We're going to push the boundaries of what is possible for your business and the ROI that we can get. So be open to new ideas, but at the end of the day, you will always have the final say. Ultimately, as an agency, we can only suggest, we can only give opinion, and we can say, hey, this is the best option. But ultimately, you have the final say, and we'll never do anything without your approval or without the best for your brand in mind. We're always thinking, okay, does this lead to a better ROI? Does this lead to getting this brand out there and the way that we want it to be portrayed? This is something that we always do for every single client. And that's a reason why we're so picky about the clients that we actually do work with, because I can even speak for the whole team. A little part of our heart goes into that brand, making sure it strives and gets to the lengths or to those heights that we want it to get to. And of course, that being said, please just be open to new ideas. Again, ask questions. The more questions, the better. But you always have the final say. Lastly, be responsive. Any cog in the operational conveyor belt will slow down how quick it is to get results. So the ball's in your court in this one. Later in the funnel process, we actually speak about our communication going back and forth. I'm sure you've heard of Slack before, but what we do is we set up a Slack channel for you and a manager and your account manager, of course, so you can have those back and forths. Please be as responsive as possible. For us, it's very difficult if we're asking for certain permissions on a promotion or we need a certain picture, video, etc. A kind of, a check go to, we're good to go. We don't get responses within a week or two. Right, what we're trying to do then at that point is trying to be as efficient and optimize as best as we possibly can, but without those responses, it's very, very difficult. So please, it's very hard to work together with someone unless we know exactly where they're head at, they're asking questions, they're being open to ideas, and they're responsive, of course, right? So please, for the most part, what we love to do is have a 48-hour rule with our clients and say, hey, within 48 hours, it's not that we have to have all the results or we have to have everything we're asking you for or a specific answer, but just an acknowledgement of, hey, I read this. Hey, I saw this. Okay, I'll get back to you this time or that time. Or, hey, super busy. I've read your stuff. I'll get back to you here. just having those simple responses is so imperative to this whole entire system. We worked with a client before where we're literally getting them an ROI of like 30 or 50. They're making $10,000 off $1,000 ad spend. They're doing super duper well. And because they're doing so well and they're in that bliss mode, they immediately start to become unresponsive to us. But then again, we have to make sure everything is okay and with your brand in mind, and you give that go-to. Right. And so they wouldn't answer for literally a week. And we're like, hey, sorry, we can't do business with someone. We can't be in a partnership with someone who isn't responding to us for a full week. We actually kind of got scared. We're like, should we call the cops? Should we get an investigator? We're like, where is this guy? So please, most important part is really be responsive to what we're doing, right? These marketing efforts are done for the betterment of your business and scaling you guys all the way so you can't no more, basically. So ways to make this partnership super duper horrible and immediately get it called quits is harassing the team. Any sort of disrespectful behavior towards a team will most certainly lead to the termination of this partnership. And I know you'd never do that, though. I'm not here to scare you or anything, but please, as much as we respect you, we do also desire that same respect. And that's the same thing when it comes to responsiveness and with this team, right? We want to make sure that we're kind of being respectful to one another. And just a heads up, something to put on the table just to make sure it's there. Of course, I know you'd never do that, though. The reason why we're working together is because we know we can get your business results and you guys are great people. Right. Even if we knew we could get you great results and we didn't think it would be a good fit to be a partnership together, then we wouldn't be in this process already, right, on the onboarding. So that being said, the next one is communication policy. Myself and the GMG Elite Media team communicate on Slack. You'll have your own dedicated channel, like I said before, but any communication outside of Slack will be ignored. Sometimes there's some leeway for this. If there's an extremely important emergency and you do have my number, and you just have to give me a call and you can't go on Slack for some odd reason, right, then that's okay. But for the most part, we want to keep our communication in Slack. That's exactly where we're communicating and where everyone is in the loop, right? Not just myself or another manager, but your ad account manager as well. And we all need to be informed about what's going on in this process. Not showing up for meetings, right? This goes again with the respecting one another. Please ensure a 24-hour notice for cancellations. Bearing emergencies, of course, life happens. It's totally understandable. Just give us a heads up when you can. But that being said, we do want to respect each other's time as best as possible. So please keep that in mind, a 24-hour notice for cancellation. Treatment. We kind of think about it this way. How would you like your customers or clients to treat you? And that's something that we kind of leave for you to think about. Simply treat us in the exact same manner. Empathy rules the world, or it should rule the world anyway. The world would be a much better place with much more empathy. So that being said, please, it's all about a respect thing here in this whole slide to keep this partnership going. And of course, a lot of these things I know you'd never do, but they're just to put them on the table so we know we're on the same communication and wavelength. That being said, some additional details, and you'll also see this in your contract, payment plan. So the 90 days of the program can be paid in full with a 10% discount or 3 pay over the 90 days. Super simple, straight to the point. A lot of people do want to get that 10% discount and they're capable of paying those 90 days up front, so they do so. Or you can just go regularly and do the 3 pay over the 90 days. That being said, please be aware that the first 90 days are not a monthly service. The first 3 months are a program, whereas anything after is a monthly service fee. And so this program, so to speak, is a 90-day program. Of course, it spans over 3 months, but like I said before, it is not a monthly service fee until we have exceeded that 90 days and we've gotten you to that bliss mode. Once you're in that bliss mode of 90 days plus and you want to continue the service, it's a monthly service fee. Same things apply. And of course, you can cancel at any time at that point. Service fee. When we quote you, we will always quote you on the service fee, which does not include the ad spend. You decide how much ad spend you want to use. It won't change the service fee that we have. A lot of different agencies like to do that. They'll change the service fee based on how much ad spend you give. We're not like that. Our service fee stays the same, and that's what we'll be quoting you on. You select how much ad spend you want to spend: 1,000, 2,000, 10,000, 20,000, even 50,000. Our service fee will remain the same. So, and that is it for this process and this funnel step. Again, thank you so much for being here, and we're beyond excited for this whole thing. And that's everything that the 90-day program entails. Welcome to the agency. On behalf of me and the whole team, we can genuinely say that we're beyond excited to have you here. Nothing more and nothing less than complete bliss is our goal for you guys. And of course, we've gone through those processes, that emotional process, the expectations, the back and forth, and how we can make this an amazing journey together, right? So when we embark on this journey, which has already started, let's start off on a good foot and get all those great things in place and get you guys to bliss, right? That is the goal. So again, thank you so much for watching this funnel step, right? The next funnel step will be just down below on the next button. So click that and I will see you in the next one.